Danse, Celestitusis Nitsigasun, Giskiguman Nakotinia. Greetings, my name is Celestitusis, and I come to you from the Treaty 6 territory here in Saskatchewan, Canada, from the Poundmaker Cree Nation. I am an educator in North Battleford, Saskatchewan. I teach high school at the Fasago High School. I've been doing this 30 years. First, I didn't think that this was going to be what I would be doing. However, over the years, people recognize me as a person, a cultural person, a person that would hold knowledge, and that would be able to share with young people. So that has been my journey in education, is teaching First Nations people, young children, about their identity, creating a strong, positive identity, and also teaching language. And I have been invited by Wikimedia to discuss some of the things that I've been working with and how I go about doing sharing language. And I don't profess to be the best at it, but it's been a work in progress. Like I said, I was recognized by First Nations communities as someone that could do this, and so that is my journey in education. And I guess I'll talk about how I learned language. I guess you could say I was almost part of the 60s scoop, and I've been to residential school. I'm third generation removed from residential schools. My grandparents went, my mother went, along with her siblings, and they all have their stories. And then I had ended up going for a short period of time, so that makes me third generation residential school, and that's a story in itself. How ended up retaining the language. And so I'll start with that. Like there's, we did a survey way back when I was about 25 years ago in our community, and we assessed the language retention in our community. And at that time, there was maybe 3 that were under 5 years old that could speak Cree, that were fluent in Cree, under the age of 5. The numbers got a little bit higher, not that much, all the way to my age group, which would have been about 25 and over at the time. And in the 25-year-old group that I was in then, I'd say 20% were fluent. So therefore, the older, the younger we go, the less language we have retained, and the older we get, the more people are fluent. And so we saw that trend, that we were definitely losing our language. 5% at the so that's like 20 years ago. 5% of the people in the school age could speak Cree, and I was very, very small, and I was a Cree language teacher in the community at the time. And since then, there's been a revival of language learning in the communities, language teaching, and we also have gotten a deeper understanding as to how to pass on the language to the next generation. And we look at our own story, and then we also look at our story as a community, as a collective, and go from where do we want to go from here. And so that has been a part of my journey in language retention and language learning, and how we're going to go about it. we're still in that discussion phase of assessing our language and also creating plans. And so in our community, we have different programs that are coming to help us retain our language. And that's what I'll share for now, and I'll add to this a few minutes later.